Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR, and this is Wave 2 of the Sonic Movie 3 5-inch figures. Now, normally there are 4 figures in a wave for any of these figures from Jakks Pacific, so you're probably wondering where figure number 4 is. So figure number 4 is actually Knuckles. And from what I can see, it's the same exact Knuckles from the 4-pack that we did I don't know how many videos ago. So I didn't feel a need to spend another $15 on the same exact figure, but because you're watching the video, I will be bringing it up when I unbox these guys. Finding these guys was very painful. I found Shadow in the wild once, and that was the only thing I found for a few weeks. Then shout out to my friend Alex for finding me these two in the wild, and I just PayPal'd him. So we got Super Sonic, probably gonna be the most common one out of Wave 2, but honestly, he's probably the coolest. And then we got a new version of Shadow with a teeth gritting face, and then we have a new version of Tails with a mascot head. So honestly, this whole wave is new heads and new repaints. Yeah, I'll spend money on it. And we'll compare them to a few other figures I have pulled aside. There are a lot of 5-inch Sonic figures, and I have all of them, but that's a lot. So I'm just gonna do a few of them. So let's move these two aside for now and focus on the one I was the most excited for, Super Sonic. We're getting the same packaging that we normally see out of the 5-inch figures. Get the nice arrow motif. We got Super Sonic right here, Jakks logo on the back. We see him in a pose as well as a couple other figures in the wave. And Super Sonic is the ultimate form for Sonic. In this state, his power is unmatched. Or is it? A little bit of foreshadowing happening for Wave 3. And also the movie, I guess, which also comes out in a couple of weeks. It's crazy to think about that. But part of me is like, is this a spoiler for movie 3? Not entirely. He was in movie 2, and he already had plenty of merchandise. The Happy Meal toys are going to spoil this movie more than these figures are, so relax, you'll be fine. And it looks like there's nothing like holding him back, like nothing I need to cut or anything, so I should be able to open this and be good. 22 points of articulation. Let's open it up and play with them. Yeah. And this time they don't do that sticker that says the UPC, like just written out in numbers. When I saw that, it kind of felt like it was a very early run thing, and it's like, hey, these shouldn't be out yet, like a prototype situation. I don't know. But let's get them out of this plastic prison. Yeah, there he is. Now, when it comes to the movie 3 5-inch figures, like, I'm not gonna lie, there are times where me and my fiance will be, like, laying on the couch, just relaxing. She'll be, like, watching a show or doing something on her iPad or playing a game, I don't care. And then I will bust out some of these figures and just start playing with them. Because I kind of want to do a photo shoot with these guys eventually, like you know, for my Instagram. But instead, I end up, like, straight up just playing with the action figures, not even doing a photo shoot, just having fun, and it's so good. And Super Sonic I was very, very excited for, because I was very impressed with the regular 5-inch Wave 1 figure. So this is exactly that, but with a repaint and a Super Sonic head, which, speaking of, I'm really happy with how the Super Sonic head came out, because when the movie 2 figure came out, it looked alright, which I can grab that and compare it quick. That's I gotta pull that out later. That's like in a completely other room. Honestly, he looks great. I'm really happy with how he looks. I know a lot of people still don't like the whole like glass eye looking thing where it tries to do the effect of him like looking to the sides and stuff. Honestly, at this point, it's just for consistency, because that effect doesn't really do all that much here. And I'm happy that they actually painted the eyes correctly, because there are some Sonic Movie 2 figures of Super Sonic that have green eyes instead of red. So I'm finally happy to have a movie Super Sonic with red eyes. But man, this is so wicked. I love this. This is so cool. Part of me wishes that like he had like a bit of a frown, like a serious face, rather than him smiling, because when I think of Super Sonic, I don't think of him smiling or being silly. Except for the beginning of Sonic Unleashed. But when I think of movie Sonic specifically, we only had a small appearance of him in Sonic Movie 2. I don't know, I just wish that he wasn't smiling. But I love the length of the quills as well, because with Movie 2 Super Sonic, I thought they were a little too long. Like, it looked like a regular Sonic figure, while with like Movie any of the movie Sonic figures, honestly, or the movie Sonic in general. His quills are a lot smaller compared to what he would look like in-game, like before Sonic Forces. And this looks to be like what it should be. Like if we compare it to a normal Sonic right here, like the quill length isn't perfect, but it still looks great. Like it still looks like it blends in very well. I love the fact that with this version of Sonic that like no matter where you move, like the face, the camera will kind of follow the eyes and make it look complimentary rather than being creepy like the Mario movie figures. But yeah, like this one is not gonna really follow the camera all that much, like, so it's mainly for aesthetic, for having those like glass looking eyes. It's a bit of a bummer, but I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. I think it's fine. Like the only gripe that I really have is that I wish he was frowning and looking more serious rather than smiling. But let's find the movie 2 figure real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I did bring a few of the movie 2 figures out. So let's compare the Supersonics first. Like you can see how long those quills are. And like you can see like how like long like spines, I guess. I don't know. Like the rivets inside. Like you can see how long they are. It's really weird. While this looks a little bit more natural. Like this just looks overall so good. And look at these green eyes. That's not supposed to happen. So I'm happy we finally have a good accurate one. And honestly, the movie 3 figures look so close to what he's supposed to look like in the movie. I love these figures so much. Because when you see like the length comparison with these quills versus the length comparison with these quills, I don't know, it's probably the same and I'm just tripping. I don't know. Point is, this figure looks so sick, and I'm happy that the coolest figure of the wave is hopefully going to be the most common one. So yeah, I love this. Like, I can already like see myself as a kid, like straight up like playing with this, just flying around the house, just having a good time. I wish I had these figures as a kid, but I had my Jazzwares figures in high school that I absolutely played with, so I did fine. But I feel like this would be one of those figures that you want to buy a stand for, just so you can like keep him like flying like on the shelf like that. Like, that would look so sick. But my shelf for these figures is a little small, so I can't do that. So we're just gonna stand them up, and that's okay. But outside of the green eyes that I had a gripe with the movie 2 figure, can he actually stand up? Because that one could not stand up at all. It always fell over. Well, that's looking promising. I already love this thing so much better. This is so sick. But now let's do Shadow, because that's why we're seeing the movie. Mr. Keanu Reeves himself right here. What a national treasure. Let's read the back. Is it the same thing as the last one? Yeah, it's the same one as Wave 1, where it says how he's a fierce and mysterious foe who is determined to accomplish his goals and won't let anything stand in his way. Same 22 points for articulation. Again, it's the same figure as the first one, just with a different face. So, let's open him up! And also, nothing tying him back, so we can literally just rip it out. And have fun! Yeah! There we go. That's much better. Let's move that out of the way. Yeah, look, he is! Oh, where is Shadow? Where is Shadow? Where is Shadow? Where can Shadow be? Right here in my hands. Yeah. I love the teeth gritting face. This actually looks really awesome. I know when I had my first figure, for some reason I had a hard time moving the hips. Because the Sonic figure moves really well. Really free. But with my Wave 1 Shadow, I had to like get some oil and like oil up the ball joints so he can actually move his legs a little bit. So now his legs are greasy and I have oil on my hands every time I play with him. But this one, this hip feels great. I can move that one just fine. This one, on the other hand, not as free, but I can work with it. It's fine. You don't want it too loose, because then, you know, he's just going to fall apart and not stand up. But the thing I was hoping they would fix with this figure from Wave 1 is the way his eye is cut right there. So my biggest gripe with the Wave 1 figure is how the iris was cut for some reason. And you can see that here with Wave 2. But when they did the 4-pack where it had the glowing Shadow, that was a completely filled in iris. I'm going to pull that out too. Okay. I thought I was gonna be minimal when it comes to the figures I need. No, I need more figures. I'll be back. So yeah, here's that glowing one that I was talking about. So like, look at that. Look how the irises are all filled in and they actually look good. Then you press the button and it looks even cooler. Yeah! So the little slight like cut they're trying to do with the effect, they're already doing that already with the eyebrow like covering his eye. So them doing that with this figure as well as Wave 1, they didn't need to do that. So, I don't know. But if you look at him from a certain angle, you know, if you have it like tilted down a little bit, then yeah, he looks fine. Yeah. But if you look down just a little bit, you see a little bit more white than you want to, and it just kind of kills the look. So this is probably the best looking Shadow figure out of all of them, honestly. But he's not as posable as this one. You can't tilt his head down at all. And you can't do butterfly joints or ab crunches or anything. It's just, he's a cool looking Shadow figure. That's about it. I guess you can just hang out over here. Or fall down. That's fine too. But comparing him to the Wave 1 version, you can see it's literally the exact same figure, just with, I don't know, different muzzle. But even the eyes look cut even worse a little bit. Like, they don't look as good as even movie 1, or Wave 1, I mean. But what I love about this Shadow is if you move it to the side, it looks like he's moving his eye a little bit to, like, look back at the camera. And that looks great. Can we do the same thing with Wave 2? Because I would love to do this kind of pose, but with him teeth gritting. I want him to look really angry. I mean, sort of I can, but the slit iris is definitely more prominent. Like, let's compare the two again. Yeah, like, you can still see it in both of them, but it's definitely more prominent in this one. But if I'm gonna be doing that, like, that fist gritting pose where he's looking angry from the side, if I'm gonna be doing it, I should probably do it with this figure because the teeth do look great, although the eyes don't look as good as the other figures. I'm not entirely sure why Jack Specific went that route specifically. So, I don't know how I feel about it. But yeah, what I love about these figures is like how posable they are. Like having like the butterfly joint for the shoulders so you can actually move his arms across. Like this nice ball jointed head that you have so much movement with. And having the ankles be on rockers as well as hinges to go forward and back. And like the nice, I want to say ball hinge to lack of a better term. Like these good knees and good elbows. Like these overall such good figures. These are definitely like the most posable Sonic figures out there, and probably some of my favorite because of how posable and fun they are and how close they look to the movie as well. There are some people that wish that they had accessories with them, but from what I saw in leaks, I think that Wave 3 of these figures will have accessories with them. I hope that's true. If not, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But I have accessories from other figures, like the Chaos Emeralds from the Nendoroids are great fits for this scale. But anyway, yeah, I wish the Shadow was a better figure, but it's still really cool. If you have this, it's still a great figure. It's just, why with the eyes? Why'd they do that? So let's put you over here as the replacement. Okay, your foot alignment isn't perfect. I'll fix that later. Yeah, the one leg seems to be a little bit loose, so standing him can be a little bit of a chore, but that's gonna vary from figure to figure. So be careful. And now the last one we got is Tails. So this one's gonna have less articulation than the other ones because it doesn't have, I don't know, it says we're missing 2 points of articulation. I can't remember where they are. Because he still has the butterfly joints, I believe. They're just backwards for some reason. But they're here. He looks good. But this one does have a different description, though. That is kind of cool. Sometimes being a genius means sporting a mascot costume from your favorite Japanese cafe. Can we get a Chow Garden cafe? I know we have the Sonic Speed Cafe or whatever it's called. And I haven't been there because I haven't been one anywhere in my local area. But I want to go. I want the merch. But anyway, mascot head Tails. But this time, he has some things tying him down by his hands. Why? Is Tails really that much of a menace? Like, do we gotta tie him down? Because in Wave 1, here he had more things holding him down than Shadow. I just found it ironic. So let's move this to the side. We gotta cut these open real quick. Little cut here, and little cut there. And then we pull this out. And there he is. The fact that Chow are in movie 3 makes me so happy. And look at this Chow head. He is so stinking cute. I love this. But this one definitely needs a treatment in the hair dryers because some of the joints are pretty stiff. Like I can't move this arm up and down. But yeah, either like hot water or a hair dryer will fix that, no problem. So don't stress it too much. But with this Tails, we have the more black soles to his shoes because with Wave 1, they're a lot lighter. And I think the 4-pack kind of goes with this style of shoes as well. I should have just brought all the figures. I'll be right back. So anyway, here is the third. I guess this is the second one. So he looks more angry here and he has those black soles that Wave 1 doesn't. But I love the smile of this one. That said, I am going to keep this one on the shelf because this is just too stinking cute. Like, how can you not love this? This is great. The articulation is exactly the same. I can't remember what it's missing. Oh yeah, it doesn't have the ab crunch. I know that. But then we have the tails movement. So I don't know what articulation it's actually missing, but it is still a good figure. I like this. This is cute. And now for the final figure in the wave. Where am I gonna put these guys? Hold on. I gotta adjust the tails because he's back heavy. Okay, so we got him standing now. I guess we can put him over here, I guess. Oh goodness gracious. Okay, we're good. But wave 4 in the figure is Knuckles. Kind of wish I had the back of it just so I could see what the description said. To Google, I found it. Okay, so it says that Knuckles is one tough echidna with no time for small talk. He will protect Master Emerald no matter the cost. So here's a picture of the back if you really want to see that, and I guess here's a picture of the front if you really want to see that. But here's the figure itself. My favorite thing about him is like how well his ab crunch really works. Because with Sonic and Shadow, you can't really use their ab crunch all that much. It's very minimal. But with this one, I love the fact that you can actually make it look like he is gliding. There we go. We got gliding Knuckles. I guess you can make it look better if you really want to. But I'm too lazy to do that right now, but that's fine. But I love how poseable he is. But being a Knuckles figure, unfortunately, he does suffer the problem of having his giant quills be in the way of his shoulders, so that's why he doesn't really have butterfly joints. But overall, he looks so good. Like they translated him to an action figure pretty well. But just like Super Sonic, the iris setup with the eyes, you can't really move it around to like get a more photogenic look. But he looks good. He looks great. But I did notice that this shoulder right here is pretty loose, but that is going to vary from figure to figure. But there are going to be some other people that probably have the same issue as this. So if you do, let me know in the comments. But I love the attention to detail to like the little rivets in his shoes. Like, I love this figure so much. I think out of the wave, I think Super Sonic is probably going to be my personal favorite. But if people are looking for just a Knuckles, this is a really good Knuckles. I love him. Like, even for some people who like just want a Knuckles figure, not even to collect the wave or anything, they're like, hey, this Knuckles figure looks really cool, let me get this. Like, I'm happy they finally have him by himself. And this is a good figure. Like, I think they'll be really happy with this. I remember this beefy design for Knuckles was so controversial because when they did it with Sonic Boom, they're like, ugh. But to be fair, they hated all of Sonic Boom. But thankfully with Sonic Boom, like the show at least, that ages so well. Like, my fiance, who at first wasn't a Sonic fan, she loved the show, but now she's starting to get more into Sonic, and I'm happy that she is. But that's Knuckles, looking powerful and looking great. And this is Wave 2 of the Sonic Movie 3 figures. When Wave 3 comes out, I will be trying to grab them as soon as possible, and as soon as I get my hands on the full set, I will be doing videos unboxing all of those, or a video I should say. For someone who's been doing YouTube for over 10 years, I'm still not good at this. But look at this. Doesn't this look great? I love this. This is awesome. And that's going to be it for this video. If you do love Sonic stuff, I have a whole lot more Sonic content coming up. I'm going to be playing the level for Sonic X Shadow Generations. I have a Sonic Generation statue that I wanted for years. I finally bought. I'm going to be unboxing that. And I'm also going to be unboxing the Japanese Collector's Edition of Sonic X Shadow Generations. So get excited for that. And I'll be doing plenty more terrible financial decisions. So you get to enjoy that. So subscribe if you like it. So that's going to be it for the video. So if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. The description is going to be having places on where you can order this whole wave of figures, as well as my social media. But thank you for watching. I love you guys to death, and I'll see you on the next one. So peace.